Hi guys, welcome back to the vlog. I've had having a lot of questions about our laser engraving service. If you didn't know, we're now offering laser engraving services here at Bespoke. We can do this in-house. We've got the machine, which is what the camera is on, which I'll show you in a moment. We've been very busy with this machine as soon as it landed and as soon as it was plugged in. We've been doing a lot with it, as you'll probably see from our Instagram and Facebook feeds. But we were having a few issues with file types, so that's when customers send us images that they want on there. Not always would it convert over, but we think we've solved it today. So it was just an issue with the software. We've done what we need to do, changed some parameters of the bits and pieces we needed as well, and I'm hopefully going to show you a demonstration here today. Now, we use a fibre galvo laser machine, and normally you'll see there's a few other airsoft shops selling laser engraving services, and what it will basically be is it will be like a print head on a runner, like a 3D printer, and it'll go backwards and forwards, up and down until it does the logo. Now this machine doesn't need to do that. It's practically a lens, probably about 20-30 centimeters away from the object that you're engraving, and literally as you hit go, it'll do the whole thing, and you don't have to move the gun, you don't have to move the machine. You just whacks it all down in one. We can do up to, I think, about 200 mil by 200 mil. But I'm just going to show you a introduction here today. So I'm going to flip the camera around, and hopefully you'll be able to see this. So we're going to bring through one of the logos. If you're a fan of the Marvel series, you'll know this logo. So we bring the logo in, as you'll see an outline like that. Now if you've got the files ready to go, and we literally just need to pull them into this software, which is like an AI file, I think it uses any vector images. We can put it straight onto the machine and laser engrave. That's great. If it does need a little bit of design work, converting it and getting it to work properly, there may just be a little bit of a charge for that, just for the time it takes. So we're going to infill that now so you'll be able to see it a little bit better. And we're going to change the size right down to about 30 mil squared. Let's bring this in. So I'm going to apply that. I'm going to change the parameters. There's all kinds of different settings on this machine. We can do plastics, stainless steel, aluminium, anodizing works quite well. And then you'll see the card here. Now you might not see this do the outline because these cards don't reflect the light quite that well. But if I move the card, you might be able to see that it basically places out the image of the logo you see in the software, so you can more accurately determine where the logo is going to engrave on the part. Now some engravers just put a box out there, which is fine, but it's a little bit more difficult to place. You don't know where the logo is going to be inside the box unless it's really precise. So I'm not going to get this square, I'm just going to whack this under the machine, and we're going to stop the preview. And before we do that, safety first, I'm going to put my cool shades on here. So, alright, let's stop the preview there, and then we're going to mark, and then literally this is, I haven't sped this up, I haven't put any noises in. This is literally pure raw video from the way this machine works. And that's literally as long as it takes now. Take these silly glasses off. You can see there's all types of different file parameters we can change. You can actually see me there. To get this logo do different things, we can deep engrave, as you'll see on our test logo slide here. We've actually gone as far to cut ports in the top. We cut square in the top of the slide, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this on camera, but this is actually deep engraved, and what we've done is we've done some hexagons and we've gone down in steps each time, and this is actually a couple of mil deep on the slide. So we can do different bits and pieces like that. Obviously the deep engraving does require a lot more time to do so for the obvious reasons. It needs to keep going layer and layer and layer by down. It's like a 3D printer but the reverse. So instead of adding material there, you're taking material away. With deep engraved on steel, stainless steel, all sorts. The harder materials like stainless steel do take a little bit longer, and of course there is going to be an extra charge for this. If it's literally just pulling a file in and whacking it on a receiver or something like that, you're looking at about £20. Simple things like lettering and bits and pieces like that doesn't take long as well. It's the same price, and we can do different fonts and bits and pieces if you let us know what you want. If it does take us, it can sometimes take us up to about half an hour to convert these logos and make sure they're nice and pristine, and get them in a vector file if you're just giving us like bitmap or JPEGs. If it does need converting, there will be an extra charge for that. It's normally like 5 or 10 quid depending on how long it takes. Deep engraving is a difficult one. Obviously you'll see the hexagons on that Glock slide I just showed you didn't take that long, but literally when we was like cutting through, and we're going to be experimenting with this over the next few weeks to a month. I know there's some people that have given me their guns to cut some funky slide porting out, so we just it's not actually the machine cutting the ports and the patterns out that's the difficult part. It's the programming and the designing of these patterns to make sure they're going to work well with the slides. So I hope that's answered a few questions for you today. You may be thinking that image, I mean, the question we had from one of our friends here at the shop is that only took like 10-20 seconds to do, so why wouldn't you do it cheaper? And basically this machine isn't cheap by all means. This is quite an expensive machine. We need to get the machine, obviously it needs to be earning the money to pay for itself, and I believe we're quite competitive. I don't think there's that many shops around the UK doing this kind of thing in-house. I know of one locally that does it, but literally if you want to come in store with the files and the rifle and we can do it there and then, you don't have to wait. You can walk into the store, have it engraved, walk out with it done. You haven't got to book it in and wait for it for 2 or 3 weeks. This may change with obviously the increase in demand that we're going to see. So if we're getting a lot of guns sent over to us through post and we're getting them in, we'll go through them as quick as possible. If you do want to send something into us like that, you can send it in. Our full address is on the website under the About Us section. There will be a charge for sending it back out to you. That's just normal. But yeah, I'm hoping that we can provide you some bits and pieces. If you are buying stuff from us and you want it engraved, we may do it for free just as a courtesy thing if you just let us know what you want. Yeah, feel free to inquire, bits and pieces like that. If you want to see montages of super laser processing the bits and pieces, just let me know, because a few of you want to see another montage of the laser engraving stuff that we do. But if you go and search out on social media, on our Facebook page, on the KCO2 Facebook page, and other bits and pieces, the MIB Striker Facebook page, there's loads of bits and pieces out there showing you guys what we can do. So I hope that's cleared up a few things for you. If there's anything else, I'll be back on camera today. If not, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for tuning in and have a nice weekend. Cheers, bye bye.